Hey there, YouTube. The title of this video is How Bad Do You Fear It? And it's sort of a play on the sort of common phrase of how bad do you want it? And why I'm doing this video is because I don't really think the people that achieve their goals, and are successful in their endeavors really are the people that, just want it the most. It's because there's plenty of people out there that want it a lot but are not successful at any of their endeavors. And I think the people that are successful, they have that drive, that gets them there, that, makes them get up and, conquer their demons and keep on going. Well, I'm going to sort of boil this down for you. My thoughts on this, at least. I think, like, when you're going at a problem, or you have some hurdle in your life, the want, it's like, how bad do you want it? The want is like a big pile of gold right there in front of you. Your want is pretty much, it's like, if you really want it, that pile of gold's 20 feet tall. But and it's just sitting right there. But the fear, we all know, the fear to get in there, is like a half-starved lion. It's between you and that want, and that fear is going to be the deciding factor. It's like, if you just completely ignore it and go for the gold anyways, you're going to get mauled. And if you don't somehow figure some way to deal with it, you're either going to run away or you're just going to get torn apart. So and I think, just from dealing with my personal fears and everything, it's really not avoidance or just ignoring is not the way to go about this. I think you really have to boil down to what there's that fear that's right in front of you, but you gotta figure out, it's like, what am I truly afraid of? And it sounds a little bit odd to sort of try to conquer fear with bigger fears, but this is how it works. Well, you dig down and you're like, okay, what if this happened, my life would be completely ruined. I mean, it's like, it could be like, losing your job and being completely homeless and being the black sheep of your family for the rest of your life. That's a pretty big fear for most people. Or to put another one would be like losing a loved one or something like that, or not getting to being separated from them, either by just permanently, or just some sort of they leave you. And those are two really big fears, and I mean, other people can think of other ones, but those are some of mine. And what I use those is, I sort of boil down and I focus on the big fears in my life, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that doesn't happen. And it's like, whether it be protecting or providing for my family, it's like, I'm going to do whatever I can. And sort of that gives you perspective, like, on the fear that's right in front of you. Like, you got to make a sales call, but you don't want to get rejected or laughed at or just miss, this just be a waste of time. So you take your really deep, big fear, and you use it sort of like a whip and a stool, like you're the lion tamer, and you put it between yourself and the fear that's right in front of you. And, you use it as perspective. You're like, okay, this right here, this little failure that, if they laugh at me, if I don't get this sale, this little failure is not going to ensure that I end up with my biggest fear happening. So it's like, actually, if I don't go through with this, if I don't, tackle, this obstacle right here, my biggest fear could happen. So it allows you to sort of get some distance between your current fear that's right in front of you and yourself. And it allows you to circle around, move around, grab the gold, and run away. Now, the first couple of times that you try to get perspective, and tackle these little fears that are, that crop up every day when you've got real goals and you're going for them, you're gonna get pretty much mauled. Everybody that's, anybody that's really successful, they they've taken their licks, and you just learn, it's like how to bob and weave a little bit better every time you do it, and eventually, those little fears that are right in front of you, they can't touch you. You're like a ninja. Whip and prod, and you're around and you're gone. And that's where you have to be to truly conquer. And that's where I think it's like, once you are able to consistently just conquer those little fears, I think that's where the drive to success comes from. Well, that's just my thoughts on all this, and feel free to comment below if you think differently or if you think alike. All right, bye.